So the Chicago Bears have a playmaker that they've just given permission to seek a trade. That player is Khil Herbert. Also, we've got our $30 million man, Nate Davis. He's chirped to the media a little bit. Nothing bad, but I'd like to kind of explore where we're at with him as we enter the trade deadline. And also, we've got some injury concerns of our own heading into this game in the desert against the Cardinals. So let's get to it. So let's talk about running back Khil Herbert. His days of the Chicago Bears, they might be numbered. And I want to go to this story on heavy.com. It's not really been publicized very much at all that he has been given permission to seek a trade. But this is according to Brad Biggs of the Chicago Tribune. The Bears GM Ryan Poles, he's given Herbert and his agent permission to shop for a trade. So let's kind of look at this. I think it's a big mistake unless it is a package and a deal for an offensive lineman that we really sorely need. I think we should keep him as a depth signing because we've had a ton of injuries in previous years at running back. But anyways, let's shake this out. After falling down the depth chart, we're looking at Khil Herbert looking for a trade. The Bears have given him permission. So he's a 6th-round pick out of the 21 NFL draft, I believe, out of Virginia Tech, started his career on a really strong note. Not a lot of draft capital invested, but he finished his rookie year with 433 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, 103 carries, and then he built on that. He had 731 and 611 rushing yards in 22 and 23 respectively, and both of these were under head coach Matt Eberflus. So he's not really getting an opportunity to capitalize or build on what he's done in the past from Chicago, and the numbers don't really speak it. Herbert has been a really efficient and effective running back for us. But now we have free agent signee DeAndre Swift. We have 4th-rounder Roschon Johnson coming into his own. He's getting playing time above Herbert. And he's really only gotten about 6 games of playing time, only 8 carries for 16 yards. But he does have a touchdown, and that first touchdown was significant. It was the Bears' first touchdown on offense of the year. So, but kind of looking at it realistically, I don't think he's in our long-term plans. So we gave him permission to seek a trade. I don't expect a large return if he's on his own, but we've got teams like Dallas, the New Orleans Saints, even the Chiefs. All of these teams could take a legitimate shot at him. And kind of looking at the Cowboys, most likely, I mean, the easiest to work out as far as need. Dallas is 3-4. They got to do something to salvage this season. They're still looking to earn a playoff spot. And now you've got Jaden Daniels. He's playing like a stud. The Eagles, super dominant. The Giants actually not looking too bad. They can be scrappy. So Dallas doesn't really have a realistic shot at winning their division, in my opinion, but they can get a wild card spot. And they're kind of in a similar situation that we see the Bears in. If we got to win games. Anyways, I'm going to table that. But we're also looking at head coach Mike McCarthy. He's a bit of a lame duck. He very well might be fired this year if they do not make the playoffs. And that's a lot of motivation. That motivation may make them pay up for our running back Khil Herbert. And then kind of looking at Jerry Jones. He can't really afford a big money transaction. He's extended Dak. CeeDee Lamb got huge money. They've also got a superstar on defense to trade. And Rico Dowdle isn't really anything noteworthy. That you've got Ezekiel Elliott way past his prime. So it might cost like a 5th or 6th round pick for Dallas. They might as well do it if the Bears are agreeable because Dallas needs some juice. And now we're kind of looking at the New Orleans Saints. Alvin Kamara, he just signed another 2-year extension, so he's going to be the starter. But man, Khil Herbert would be a really good complement to him. GM Mickey Loomis, he agrees. He recently said he won't entertain low value trade values for Alvin Kamara. But adding Herbert to that should ease the burden on him because Jamal Williams is starting to get gas. Kendre Miller cannot stay healthy. And then we kind of got the Kansas City Chiefs. I think these are the 3 main candidates to trade for him. Isaiah Pacheco sidelined. It's possible with the broken leg. Unbelievably, he might be ready for a playoff run. We will see. But we're kind of looking at Kareem Hunt too. He can't handle a huge workload anymore. The offense would definitely benefit from Herbert because Carson Steele, he's not really the answer. So we're kind of looking at this. I wanted to explore these few teams, but even though the Bears have given Herbert permission to seek a trade, that doesn't mean the Bears have to agree to get it done. And to hear directly from Brad Biggs, I quote, "I do not believe Herbert will be traded." Herbert probably isn't too happy. He shouldn't be. He has been a productive player for the Bears. He hasn't touched the ball on offense since week 3, though. Can you rule out a trade? No. But I think a team would have to offer the Bears a 5th-round pick or better. And kind of jumping the gun on Nate Davis as well. Nate Davis has been a name that's been bandied about a lot. The Bears are getting to the point that they will pay a part of his salary to move him. A big rumor and something that I've advocated for, a player like Brandon Scherf from Jacksonville. He is a veteran, a team captain. He would be a really good addition to this offensive line, and our linemen are dropping like flies. So I could see a deal that you could have someone like Scherf come to the Bears along with like a 7th-round pick, and we sent either Khil Herbert or we even sent Nate Davis along with a 5th or 6th-round pick to make it right. I can totally see something like that happening, and to have the flexibility to have Herbert kind of doing some of the work for us and seeking a trade along with his agent. I wouldn't rule out anything for GM Ryan Poles, and I would absolutely love one of these players to be leveraged and used to bring an offensive lineman to Hallis Hall. I would love to see it. So we're looking at Herbert. He was a healthy scratch for the Bears in week 8 against the Commanders. That's yet another sign that the team might be shopping him. And with a week before the NFL trade line hits in November 5th, super interesting to see if he has any serious suitors. Yeah, this isn't Harry Potter. I have some kids playing underneath the stairs. So sorry about that. So now we're looking at, as far as preparing for this game, unbelievable. Preparing for this game, the Bears will be without at least 3 players on Sunday when they play the Cardinals. The final injury report on Friday, not pretty. We've got safety Brisker. Left tackle Braxton Jones is going to be out. Backup offensive lineman Kiran Amagaje, he's also going to be out. We're looking at Brisker missing his 3rd game in a row. That's after the concussion suffered after Tommy Tremble from the Carolina Panthers. He lowered his head illegally and concussed both of them. Didn't get fined. Apparently, that rule only applies for defensive players. So we've got Jones and Amagaje out, and also Gordon is questionable. Montez Sweat is questionable. But the main thing that I want to talk about is offensive lineman, offensive guard Tevin Jenkins. It looks like he's going to be ready to go, and man, that is a huge relief. Head coach Matt Eberflus, he said yesterday after practice, Tevin Jenkins was good today. He participated in most of the practice. He looks good out there, feels good. So we're hopeful there. Also looking at Ryan Bates and Larry Borum. They are questionable, but they are practicing. I know Borum is practicing in full. Ryan Bates is still practicing on a limited basis with that shoulder injury. So it would absolutely be fantastic if these 2 other guys are ready to go. And then we're prepared for Arizona in the desert. And kind of looking at a report from Jeremy Fowler, and this was just a couple days ago, Chicago's Nate Davis is available, and the Bears are prepared to cover some of his $8 million salary to facilitate it. You guys know the book on Davis. I'm just going to close with this. He's missed 6 games due to injury last season, sat out all of training camp for the 2nd consecutive summer. Injury issues, undisclosed personal matters. I'm not going to get into those things, but the book on him is that he doesn't like to practice and he doesn't like to play hurt, and just kind of a lackadaisical attitude. And it kind of looks like both Davis and the Bears organization, they both appear ready to move on. But looking at the Bears, should they do this? A veteran offensive lineman who's healthy, who's arguably better than an inexperienced pro who's banged up, or somebody that you would bring up on the practice squad, that's actually a superior option, a really good thing for the Bears to have on their roster. And that could kind of tie the Chicago Bears proverbially tie their hands until the trade deadline passes just a few days from now. But once again, I would love to see Nate Davis. He is being made available. The Bears will cover some of his salary. Use him, a 5th or 6th rounder, grab a veteran offensive lineman for now, get a 7th rounder back. You could do that with either one of these players, and the Bears could definitely bolster this offensive line that it's starting to look like kind of a desperate situation. You guys let me know what you think. I just want to kind of give you what's going on, how these players are being made available leading up to the trade deadline, and we're just going to have to wait for Ryan Poles to pull the trigger. Enjoy this game in the desert. Let's pray for a Bears win. We need it desperately, and bear down. You guys are always great. See ya.